Hey there, Year 12. Hope we had a nice Easter break. So, if we were in school, we were meant to be starting the marketing topic now. We're still on Component 1 business functions. Put myself over there. Um, so, here we go. So, some of you have done marketing before. GCSE back in year 10, it was a continuous theme. Grab yourself a rough bit of paper here and just jot down what you associate with these four words: product, price, promotion, and place. You might want to pause the video. So, my slides don't actually have these meanings on. Product, obviously the core tangible product that you buy. Price, how much you pay for it. We'll start to look at different pricing strategies, how businesses determine what price they're going to charge. Promotion, how do we inform the customer of the product or service that we're selling, and how we're going to persuade them to buy it. Um, and finally, place. Now, this is the one that people get a little bit confused with, and they actually think it means where are we going to sell it. There's actually a bit more to it than that. It's the particular distribution strategy, how we're going to make our product available to our target market. Obviously, all of these four areas, product, price, promotion, place, are key central aspect to any firm's marketing strategy, otherwise known as a marketing mix. But what underpins all four of these elements is something that we've looked at already, that being market research that we looked at in component 1 earlier on. So, a few misconceptions of marketing. That it's just selling things and wanting people to buy things. And in fact, it's not. Okay, what we're going to take a look at is the Chartered Institute of Marketing, which is the British professional body for marketers, on how they define marketing. Again, misconception here. I'll move myself out of the way. Here I go. It is that we're just trying to sell something. Okay, we're going to try and persuade someone to buy our product, our service, and it's quite a hard process. There are elements of truth in the fact that it is about trying to persuade someone to buy something and to sell something, but the actual process of marketing is a little bit deeper than simply being the salesman-esque character. So, what is it? First part about marketing, we've just touched on this before. Identifying what customers need, what do customers demand. Promotion is all about generating awareness. Once we've generated that awareness and found out what that demand is, how are we going to satisfy customer demand? Ultimately, trying to create a brand image that keeps our customers returning. So, to identify demand, market research is central to that. To generate awareness, that's where the promotional aspect comes in. How do we satisfy? Well, we need to make sure we've got enough output available. How are we going to increase it? How are we going to be able to sustain a given productive capacity? With the idea of creating a brand image that adds value. So, here's that definition I was referring to. Management process, right? Management process. Marketing's a management process responsible for identifying, anticipating, and satisfying customer requirements. Note the key bit at the end, okay? Our work, some of our chains of reason, some of our arguments always come back to profit, okay? But, in this case, we're not really talking about goodwill, about doing something just because if ethically we feel like it's the right thing to do. Marketing as a management, as a business function, everything in a private entity that tries to make a profit is it needs to drive profitability. Right? There's no point in launching a good service, an extra feature, let's say for a broadcast or something like that, an extra channel, if it's going to diminish and take away from your overall levels of profitability. Yeah, there'll be some times where you may run a product as a loss leader, but ultimately the marketing function, okay, wants to satisfy customer demand. It wants to identify, it wants to anticipate what that is, with the underlying aim of generating a profit. And you can see the reference that I've put in there, that comes from the Chartered Institute of Marketing. So there are three, I almost said four there, three marketing approaches that you need to be aware of. First one, market orientated. You can probably surmise what these are just from the names. Product orientated and asset led. Right? So those are your sort of three schools of thought, if you were, in terms of the discipline of the subject of marketing. So there are three approaches that a firm can undertake. Your task, there we go, just so you've got a little bit more of an idea of what they involve. Firstly, you need to read chapter 2 from the book, okay, which is, I think it's only a few pages long, gives you a little bit of an intro. And you've got two links here. Now, the business case studies link, the first one, differentiates between product and market orientation. Right? Nice little case. The website here is a little bit irritating because it's got quite a few pop-ups on it and quite a few adverts, but bear with it. The key theory is there. And then you've got a nice little link from the Harvard Business Review website. Okay. After you've read those, you made some notes, maybe in the spider diagram in your book or something like that. For each orientation, I want you to have a think about a business that you think fits with that orientation. Okay, so originally I'd have thought of you, if we're doing this in class, to do it from a national scale, local, and then international. But just think maybe national and international might be the easiest way to think of this. But do remember that some of the answers that you may give to a question like this would differ if it was a local business. Right? Then what I want you to do, nothing too fancy, so just put a little comment on Google Classroom with your thoughts, and we can get a bit of a discussion going. So, second task. This is bullet points lifted directly. Where are we at? Here we are. Okay, it's lifted directly from the EDUCAS specification. I explain the purpose of marketing and its importance to different types of business organisations in different situations. Okay, so, oops, what have I done there? There we go. Different situations. Well, obviously we're living through unprecedented times now. So the marketing that a business is going to undertake at a time like this, in a national emergency, is going to be significantly different to what they would do in normal times. Now, I just have a ferret here. So, just an example of a different promotional activity. Free banking for small businesses. And that's from Barclays advert in yesterday's Sunday Times. Now, in normal times, they might not normally advertise their business banking accounts for free, because ultimately these banks are exist with the aim of making a profit. So that's what I'm referring to in terms of the purpose of marketing for different businesses in different situations. Okay, so it's just to make that awareness, or rather, so you've got that awareness to think that this thing isn't a static entity, right? Like him, okay. It changes. It's dynamic and moves with the times. So to help you with that, got a link. Here we go. And article here from Business Review, Andrew Gillespie. What is marketing? So you download that. I'll put a link to it on Google Classroom. Read it, make notes. Then, again on Classroom, there'll be a little Google Doc that'll be assigned to you. All I want you to do, I'll just keep looking at these over the next couple of weeks, is make a little scrapbook in that document looking at the marketing of a business of your own choosing. So you might, to start this thing off, you might sort of have a table, and it might have in it the business's product portfolio, number of different products. Then you might make a note next to that product, who do you think is going to buy it. Okay, so let's say if I'm doing pop, right? Don't know if any of you got these pop figures, right? So I might do pop vinyl. It's got a significant product portfolio for a number of different TV shows. Some retro, like from this dude here. Okay, some of them a little bit more up to date. Game of Thrones. And you might jot down and explain why you think that the business has a portfolio like that. Why has it got such an array of products? Who's the target customer? How much you think they're going to pay for it? Okay. So, for example, this one, retro Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. That's probably going to be aimed at someone who is alive, who in the sort of late 80s, early 90s, when the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon was at its prime. Okay, so you might get away with charging a little bit more for a product like that, because your target customer is probably going to be someone now who could be in their late 30s, early 40s, right? Someone like that who wants to sort of reminisce and relive a bit of their younger days, should we say. So, again, it could be small, it could be national, it could be multinational. Try and get a spread. What I don't want is 16 versions of Apple. Okay, that's something that you're going to keep coming back to. So I think all of the work in this slideshow should probably last around about probably about an hour and a half's worth of work, just to get you up to speed with what marketing is and what the general purposes are. Okay, so thank you very much.